Question for you.
Sure.
Should I, for our podcast tonight, should I wear, because this is a Canon film, should I wear my Canon Films t-shirt or should I wear my Skeletor t-shirt?
I feel like Skeletor is more legit.
Skeletor?
Yeah,
Okay.
that looks homemade. At
No,
least iron on.
it's quite possible an iron-on. I got this off of Redbubble or T Public or one of those several years
Yeah.
back. And it's always a roll of the dice on the quality of the print that you get.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I
here
don't
we
think
go.
I don't think I bought much off of Redbubble, but I've got a few things in my cart.
Yeah.
They
See,
don't sell yo-yos from Redbubble, so I have no reason to be in there.
what are you even doing? So let's get this on. One, two, three. What do you think? Huh?
I think it looks great.
All
Keep it
right.
up. And we're kind of matching because like you're in yellow and
Yeah, you.
we're two guys with glasses and beards.
I know.
So
That's if we it'd be weird if we didn't have a podcast.
yeah, yeah.
It's that time again. Time for the all-new Culture Cast, which begins right now. And welcome back, everyone, to the all-new Culture Cast. I'm your host, Nick, and with me, of course, as always, is the one, the only, the Gorehound.
Reporting live from Eternia today.
Good journey, Gorehound.
Hello.
We are today talking for no particular reason whatsoever, none whatsoever. We talking about the 1987 Dolph Lundgren hit
Masters
He-Man
of the
or
Universe.
Masters of the Universe.
Yes.
Um,
Good start. Good start.
yeah, we're nailing this. Home runs. No notes. Uh, we've talked He-Man and Masters of the Universe and adjacent properties. Can you hear that? I don't know if you can. There's like a ton. I have my window open, and there's like a ton of dogs just barking like crazy outside.
I
So
hear nothing.
okay, okay, good suppression, I
Go
guess.
noise filtration.
I
We got our carbon filters up.
know. But hey, we've talked about a variety of
Masters of
Masters
the
stuff.
Universe, Extended Universe, ad nauseum. You have a He-Man graphic novel behind you
I do.
that we
Yeah.
have both read cover to cover.
It's the mini comics from the.
Yeah.
Let me grab it quick. The mini comics from the original action figures.
Yes.
Oh, everyone check out my styling red workout shorts.
I do feel like Masters of the Universe has been an underlying theme of this podcast since the conception,
That is
where
true.
it's always been at our heart.
We've talked Shira. We've done we've done one part of the Kevin Smith revival thing
Yeah.
from several years back, and
Hmm.
we've talked old Shira, new Shira, and
Is
now
there
we're
anything we haven't covered, Shiro? Except for this?
uh well, we haven't. There's so much you can talk about. We've never really talked strictly about the um original 1983, 84, 82, somewhere around there, 82 animated series that kicked off the whole cartoons, the
Sure.
reboot from the 2000s that they did.
Okay.
We never talked about the holiday special, that the He-Man She-Ra holiday special.
Yeah, yeah, that one definitely is deserved. I don't know. I feel like we did that one.
I think we were talking about. I don't think we ever did it,
Yeah.
but there's a lot. But one big thing in the Masters saga is, of course, the 1987 movie starring Dolph Lundgren, which is like almost He-Man in name only, but it's grown quite the following over the years, I'd have to say, amongst fans and film goers.
Yeah, I know nothing of the history, but I would be interested to hear what the um it did not evolve from a desire to make a Masters of the Universe at its heart movie.
Well, depends on who you talk to. Um, we can get into that.
Sure.
We can
Okay.
get into that, but let's get to our most important things. Gorehound, who's your man crush?
Man crush.
It's kind of a weird one this week. You can help me flesh it out, but
Okay.
it's my neighbor George. My neighbor George.
Okay. Does he listen to the podcast? Will he hear this and be weirded out by it?
No, and he's not outside right now. But Um, no, it's more of a appreciation for the Memorial Day holiday and just it's also like a self-hatred of like the US right now of just this Memorial Day and like being thankful for being American and like all its sacrifices, but then being like, but what's the US like actually in right now? And just people like my neighbor who kind of just like put it all aside and be just like, I don't care. I don't care. And it's I appreciate the level of not maybe ignorance. Not sure the right term, but just the apathy for the US and where it's at right now.
So,
So,
what does your neighbor, I may have missed it, but what does your neighbor George has to do with all this?
because he's a Republican.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
So,
but like he's retired and like I love the guy. I love the guy. But yeah, like he's like the type of old guy I would love to be. Just like old and not really caring about stuff and just like, going boating on the weekends.
okay.
So
Well,
yeah, tipping my
George.
hat to George.
All right, George. Do you have a picture of George we could plaster on our
No, I'm not going that far. All right, I already showed my ugly mug.
we should get George on the podcast sometime. See what he has to say about Masters of the Universe.
I believe he has an opinion on Kid Rock, because he plays him quite a bit. And I bet he has some good opinions on owning guns.
Okay. Well, we'll do a gun podcast. Here are my
John
guns right
Wick,
here.
John Wick.
We did a podcast on John Wick. We can
Yeah.
do John Wick 2 through 4. So, all right. George, I salute you as well. Um, I
What'd you
don't
buy?
I don't really have anything that I
Oh my
bought.
God. It's been 2 weeks and you've let us down.
I know, but
I want to see the excitement.
I'll just show off something. An appreciation for what we're doing here. I got these years ago. These are by the
Um,
company Super 7. They
Cannot get
made
any more classic than that.
it's the classic, yeah, the Filmation figures or Filmation characters in 6-inch or 7-inch figure form of Skeleton and He-Man. So these
Love it.
displayed on my little desk there. Trying
Yeah.
to make a little display with these and a few other uh classic childhood cartoon characters.
Yeah.
Um,
She-Ra is about the only superhero character that I am tempted to get an action figure of.
you should do it. Add it to your shelf up there with
Yeah.
do you still have your Batman?
Yeah, we have the cast iron Batman and one Supergirl.
Nice.
And everybody else has been dumped into a container to probably be thrown at your house.
Thank you? Question
So
mark.
there's a few there's it's basically all Batmans with capes. So
Batman's with capes.
yeah, yeah.
Hey,
Because
you
the
got the
capes are
capes.
always
That's half the
yeah.
battle.
I tried to glue the capes on so that they would like stay because by now they're just like they're not gripping or whatnot. And
Oh, like you glued them just recently.
yeah, I tried to.
Oh. I
and
thought you meant
it's
like you're a kid and you're using like Elmer's glue thinking this will work.
no, no. Because when like at the time, like they were firm enough to like hold the neck
Hmm.
so that they would stay on, but years of inhabiting a box kind of does that to you.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
maybe I'll get. I mean, yeah, because Shira is. Uh, I like Shira more than I should.
Hey, She-Ra's a good character.
Badass.
Well,
So,
yeah.
Masters of the Universe. Is this the first He-Man movie?
Technically, yes.
Okay.
They had the He-Man She-Ra movie, Secret of the Sword, which was the first 5 episodes of the She-Ra TV show,
Mm-hmm.
merged together into a movie format. And they threw that in the theaters in '85,
Hell yeah.
which we reviewed on this show several years back when Jen was gracing us with her presence.
Like, and click here to go there.
I don't know how to do that.
Add an extra work for you.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know. I'll put the
Timestamp
link
it.
down below, maybe.
There you go.
There we go. That's easier to do. But
Have you
yeah.
seen this movie before?
Yes.
Okay.
I have
Because
a funny story about this, which we'll get to later on.
you gave me the impression that you haven't. No, it was Street Fighter that
Street Fighter
you
I've never
had
seen.
mentioned you haven't seen.
Correct. But
Gotcha.
I have seen this. I first saw it for sure in my freshman year of college, actually.
Good memory.
Down at EIU. We were all talking about it and we're like, let's just rent it. And we from good old Family Video down in
Yeah. It's a
Charleston, Illinois.
dispensary now.
It is.
Yeah. I
That's
sometimes
terrific.
do Street View down there when I'm working on a project near like that part of Illinois, and I'm like, what's going on down there?
Good old Charleston, Illinois.
Yeah. No, no, I will back up and say like there are movies that you do see for the first time because I remember I watched Donnie Darko and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind the same night down at Eastern in my dorm room, and like
Wow.
that was a vivid moment where like I remember watching those, and like that was the first time I saw those.
Um, I I guess I'll just tell the story now. I did see the movie when I was a little kid,
Sure.
and this is a weird. Isn't it weird, like the random memories that stick with you, like your whole life?
Yeah.
I didn't see this movie in the theaters, but my parents rented it when I was like shortly after it came out on videos. It had to be late '87, early '88, whenever it came on VHS. And for some reason, I had it in my mind that my parents didn't like He-Man for whatever reason. I liked it,
Sure.
but my parents didn't like the fact that I liked it. I don't
Okay.
think that's true. I don't know where I got these thoughts as a kid, but my
Sure.
parents rented it for us to watch it, and like they put it on to watch, and like I like hid in like the other room, thinking I was going to somehow get in trouble for watching and liking this movie.
Yeah.
Because like I remember bits, I remember hiding in the other room, thinking, "Oh, I can't be enjoying this. My parents won't want me to like this." I have no idea.
Man,
I should probably have some therapy to figure some of this stuff out. But
the mind of a child is
yeah.
extraordinary.
Um,
Yeah. So
I
you just rented it that one time?
at Eastern.
No,
Oh, when I was a
because
kid.
I remember owning this VHS and just watching it on repeat. Because I know a lot of the lines to this movie, and it just shows like how long that sticks with you. Where really just knowing this movie like the back of my hand. That's how many times I've seen it, and it's so bad, but like it's such a product of its time that
Yeah,
really captures a lot of elements that like they were trying to make happen.
yeah, yeah. To answer your question, no, I did not own it.
Okay,
We rented it this one time, and I remember seeing bits and pieces of the movie on TV
sure,
between then and my freshman year of college, at which point we had rented it, and I've seen it a small handful of times since then.
sure,
So up into and recently last night when I rewatched it for the first time in years.
sure.
Though
Yeah,
I will say this, I probably watched that the opening 10 minutes of that movie
yeah,
again and again because those opening 10 minutes go hard and
yes, yes. It's it opens up fast and hard, and I love the pace. It's it's fun and exciting, um, and it's so bad, but the like I feel like when I was young, like they were doing this for me. And that's
mhm,
what I see in them now is like they aren't doing this for like 40-year-old guys. They made this movie for kids to enjoy,
yeah.
and they did because you don't see all of the ridiculousness that the cinematic ridiculousness that they're doing in there. Um, they're just making a cool action movie.
They yeah, I mean and kids were the audience. Kids were the audience during this movie.
Because, like we mentioned in the previous episodes, Masters of the Universe is pretty much just marketing for toys.
Yeah.
And kids get toys. And so, like, they made this movie for us.
Yeah. But they made it a bit too late because by the time this movie came out in 1987, like the He-Man craze was largely over
Sure,
and like part of the reason this movie kind of bombed was because well, amongst other reasons is that people weren't as big into He-Man at that point.
sure.
So,
Yeah, when I was so the original Star Wars came out in 92.
oh, the original?
Yeah.
77.
Okay. Sure. Um, yeah, and so Masters of the Universe was made 10 years later. Um, but like I just I felt like there was so many. I felt like Skeletor was pretty much Darth Vader from a cinematic perspective. It just seemed like scene for scene for
I mean,
like that
it
atmosphere.
it definitely takes the same inspirations, just the toy line in general. Like the toy line it mixes fantasy with science fiction and Skeletor's like the evil dark magic creature who wears a hood trying to get all the power and He-Man's the generic hero guy will stop Skeletor from it was a framework so the kids could play with the action figures and
Yeah,
have like their stories. And this movie goes into that. One of the interesting things about this is that even though it's based on the action figures and to a certain extent the cartoon, um, the writer director really took a ton of inspiration from Jack Kirby, who's among other things created what's known as the Fourth World, which like had characters like Darkseid and Granny Goodness and Orion and Desaad and all of that. And he pretty much based his storyline on that those characters and their premises more than anything else. Um, which I didn't know that for the longest time when I had read and learned about that. My mind kind of was a little blown because I didn't realize that was it. And then when I was looking at the movie, when I learned that a number of years back or whenever that was, I'm like, holy smokes, he's 100% right. Skeletor is Darkseid. He-Man is Orion. He's trying to get Darkseid wants the anti-life equation.
sure.
Skeletor wants the what was it called in this movie?
The
The
key,
the key. Well, the he gets like all the power from the moon coming up or something like that, or I don't know. Or he becomes like literally. that has all the power in the universe.
And man, that transition, that costume change was so cool. And like it's so ridiculous. I hate to keep on using the same word, but it's just outrageous. The way that they portray this, it's just the ideas behind it. But what was the key that they were? What was the name of the key?
The cosmic key, right?
Cosmic key. Okay. Um, yeah, and so this tool was able to transport them to any point in time, right?
Supposedly, yeah. It's a little vague on what it can and can't do.
Right. And so Skeletor somehow gets his hands on one, and same with Gwildor. Was that it?
Gwildor made both of them,
Okay.
and Gwildor was tricked into giving up his first key to Evelyn, who then gave it to Skeletor.
Yes.
And then Gwildor made a second one.
Yes.
Complicated storylines.
But yeah, I didn't catch like how they were getting all the power of the universe at that one particular time.
Um, so speaking of the power of the universe, Gorehound, what's the story? What's the plot to this thing?
What's the plot? So He-Man, he's on this planet.
Eternia.
He's just for some reason he doesn't like because Skeletor has kidnapped the priestess, the
Sorceress?
sorceress. Um, and so he's like, not cool, you gotta let her go. And then he's like, no, I'm gonna keep you slave. Um, in exchange for not killing her because we have you at an advantage because he cared about somebody. Um, and then so essentially He-Man's done. He's just being held captive for the movie.
Well, I mean,
For the
at the
plot
end of the
of
movie.
plot of
Oh,
the movie. Um,
they gotta save the sorceress.
right. So um yeah, he was only slave for a little bit, right?
At the very end, yeah.
Yeah,
Because Skeletor, well, we're jumping ahead here.
yeah.
Like, so he wants the key for to bring him all the power of the universe or something like that.
Even though the key is really just for time travel.
Well, yeah, time travel and it's like a portal, can go anywhere.
Yeah.
And where do they end up when He-Man tries to escape?
Modern day
Earth.
with Courtney Cox, who is so fun in this.
The weirdest Friends episode ever.
Yes.
The one with the
Yes.
cosmic key.
Um, Courtney Cox, I think, is our saving grace in this. This is where the Graveyard Queen was like, okay, like this is okay because she recognized one person.
Also featuring in this movie Robert Duncan McNeil as boyfriend guy. I can't think of his name because he's
Kevin,
Kevin. Um,
is he just Star Wars guy?
he's in Star Trek Voyager. Plays Lieutenant Tom Paris.
Sounds important.
Sure, but so they wind up on Earth, and these two teenagers played by Courtney Cox and Robert Duncan McNeil come across the key, the cosmic key, and they're like, "Oh, this is a cool instrument." And Skeletor's minions pop up on Earth, wanting to get them all back. And
Beast Man, um, Karg and Blade.
then there's one other that Salrod, was that the one that um is that the one that He-Man, yeah, that Skeletor kills?
Okay,
He was like the little lizard looking guy.
okay, yeah. What was Blade an original from for this movie, or was he a pre-existing character?
So they made an action figure of him, but I'm pretty sure he started out in in this movie, but I could be wrong on that.
Sure.
Um,
Yeah, and we don't do uh live fact lookups. We just
well,
say, I
I'm
don't
trying to
know.
look out.
Okay.
Um, like I think Karg was also a
Mercenary of Skeletor,
yeah, he was I think he also was created for
created
this
for
movie.
1987 film.
Okay.
Originally, it was Triclops.
Or the thing I'm reading says Trapjaw. Who's to say?
Yeah.
Who's to
I
say?
mean, these are all just
It doesn't matter. They're all nonsense characters.
they're all replaceable. But I love it. All these evil minions are just so much fun because they're enemies that have a distinct um like distinct quality about them. They're not just like putties or just like foot soldiers. Like they
Yeah,
are individual creatures with their own um
they got a
uh
little personality in their look.
right. Yeah, which can be messed around with. Like how you could maybe go from Triclops to Trapjaw. Like you could probably make an amalgamation between those two and have a cool looking guy that has qualities of both of them.
Um, and honestly, at the end of the day, who cares? Really, they're just this movie was made for kids. I don't know how many kids are gonna be like, well, how come those? Where's my favorite character on the screen? They're gonna be like, ooh, I want to get those toys now. That's what they're gonna be thinking.
Yes. Um, so part of what I didn't really notice watching this as a kid that I do now is the plethora of sound effects that they really use. Um,
Yes.
Me and the Griever Queen have been referring to like ASMR-y, uh,
hmm
where it's just like it's very focused on the sound effects that aren't actually there. Um, I know there's a more sophisticated word of saying that, but it's just, there's a lot of noise effects in this, which was fun, but just very noticeable.
Their pink car that they travel around in
Yeah.
uses the same sound effects as the DeLorean from Back to the Future.
Okay. Okay.
Like I've watched Back to the Future so many times as a kid, like the DeLorean sound effects they use in that movie are like tattooed in my brain. And like when it drives, it has this like kind of sound,
Mm,
and they use the exact same sound effects in this
sure.
movie with their pink Cadillac.
Yeah. In addition to the noises, was the look. It wasn't as gross this time around watching it as I did because I remember being like really disgusted with a lot of the things in this movie. Like everything about Gwildor was just gross to me. I
You're
hated the
like when
chick.
eating the ribs or the chicken or whatever it is.
I cannot stand that scene because it was just always so gross to me and like in the beard and whatnot. Um, the evil villain that um, barges into Gwildor's house. The white hair frilled up.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Um, I hated like it might have been on like the verge of like too scary for me at that age, but
How old were you when you
also
first saw this?
uh so I was born 88.
Okay. So this
So
movie came out before Gorehound existed amongst the earth.
yeah,
So you could have
whenever it
seen
was
this
on,
as a really young kid.
yes. And I probably did because like I've got memories of this. Um, but yeah, a lot of the the really just like noise effects that really pervaded. Like the sound of like touching like spaghetti on like for a Halloween activity, where it's just like
Okay.
I hated that noise. I'm also not a big fan of ASMR focused things, but
Well, did you better this time with the movie? Because you said it wasn't as bad as you
yeah,
remembered.
right. And it was, yeah, it like I really blew that up. And while I do see it, it's not as gross to me, um, anymore. Yeah, and it's more of these are also just I recognize now that they're costumes more
Hmm.
so than back then when I didn't know any better. I could have
Yeah.
believed it was a monster. Um, so yeah, it was not as gross, but it shows me the starkness of the feelings that it emoted in me when I was such a young kid to have that heightened experience of a movie.
Um, it's interesting you're saying that is the when they're making this movie, Mattel, the owners of the He-Man license, I guess were really controlling on what they could and couldn't do
Sure,
with the um
but MPA rating.
well, they didn't want the brand to be like because it was a kids brand. They didn't want it to go too far. Not so much the rating, but more like, oh, we don't want to scare kids or do that.
Yeah,
Um, and like I guess they had strict rules that they weren't allow He-Man. He couldn't swear. He couldn't
sure.
kill anyone. Um, and but I guess like the sales of the toys started to go dip down during the production of the movie, and
Hmm,
I'm guessing they were realizing like, oh, this people don't care about He-Man as much anymore, and so they weren't as they became more relaxed with what they could and couldn't do with He-Man
sure.
as the production went on. But yeah, so I'm
Uh,
shocked that they didn't have like a toy line for this movie, but I guess that might have
uh,
been pre when that was big.
I did a quick Google search because I remember recently watching this. I felt like Skeletor had a lot more. Actually, I don't know. It's whenever I didn't see them together enough.
He-Man, Skeletor.
Right.
Yeah,
Um, and it was an epic battle. When they does He-Man transform?
no, he doesn't. He does grab the sword and go, "I have the
Yes,
power."
and he just gets the armor.
He doesn't even get the armor.
Does he go
Like
shirtless the entire time?
he has the armor for most of the movie, but when he's kidnapped at the end of the movie by
Right.
Skeletor, he doesn't have the armor anymore.
Yeah, he's like, I
And he
want to see
just
those pecs.
yeah, he just battles Skeletor so it makes no sense why he goes, I have the power.
Yeah, because
'Cause
I kept on wanting to follow up. I was like, does he just go the rest of the movie shirtless? But
he has
well,
his harness back on in the last scene when the teenagers go home. But
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
What do you think about Dolph Lundgren?
Um I mean, I got nothing against him personally.
Yeah,
Not a very good actor, but I think he
yeah,
knows that and he plays to his strengths. He's fine in this
yeah,
movie. I mean, if you're making this movie in 1987 and you're trying to find someone to play He-Man, you're not going to do much better than Dolph Lundgren.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, because like that's type of character, I do think that he does need more charisma, like John Cena. Um, like I feel like a perfect action star is like John Cena and Dolph Lundgren from Masters of the Universe combined, because that would give you
Okay.
just like the utmost looks and ridiculousness, but also like a good script like Deadpool. I That would be a great superhero or action hero.
Yeah, Lundgren doesn't have much charisma. Um,
Right? He's never been a favorite action star of mine. It's
Apparently he's
more,
like super intelligent in real life. Has like
Yeah.
multiple degrees in like engineering or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
Smart guy.
Yeah. Nobody can really criticize him for anything that he
Wow.
does because he's not going out for big roles. And everybody's always excited. Well, I never watched him in the Rocky, so that might have a bit of typecasting residual.
Well, yeah, to be fair, I haven't seen the Creed movies where he pops back up, but
Sure,
in the original Rocky movie, he's just there to look scary. He has like one or two lines and they're just meant to be like, I'm a badass.
sure,
Like if he dies, he dies. Like he's barely a character in that movie. But
sure.
um yeah. What did you think of Frank Langella? Frank Lan What do you think of Skeletor?
Um, Skeletor was really dramatic, looked really cool, loved his look, um, and just really thought it was a great adaptation. Um, he was wearing like a spandex suit, which I felt like should have been like his outfit wasn't as gay as it should have been. No offense, like these outfits are very gay and just flamboyant. But I would have liked to have seen more of that because he looked very much like a ballet dancer at times.
Well, true. I mean, they had to strike a they had to strike a balance. Um, you're not going to get like a blue chest the way he was in the cartoon, but I don't
Yeah.
know, I thought he looked pretty cool. I mean, the uh
That mask was just so um just it just called to your attention when the camera was on him
mhm,
because it was just there was so much more to look at than with He-Man's close-up face. Like look
yeah.
at like a close-up on He-Man is like the moment you see him, you're like, all right, let's can we pan out or something because I'm not seeing anything on his face.
Um he's so like over the top, but like in a good way. I mean, Skeletor has to be over the top. He's supposed to be ridiculous. If he's
Yeah.
not, he's not Skeletor. Um, and like the lines he spouts, he just sells it. This is a cliched thing, so I'm not saying anything new, but what's that line? Tell me, He-Man, uh, does the loneliness of good match the loneliness of evil, or something along those lines? And it's like that's such a great line, and um. Yeah, I don't know. He just sells it. Just he oozes just I don't know, scene chewing, oozes charisma. He just
Yeah.
steals every scene he's in.
Yeah.
I kind of forget that this movie for some reason I remember them being on Earth way longer than they actually were. And don't get me wrong, they're on Earth for a long time, but for some reason I thought it was longer. But the like there are sections of this movie where He-Man just disappears. And like
Yes.
there's all the focus on like Man-at-Arms and Tila and the teenagers. And like Skeletor also disappears for a super long time in this movie as well.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, and when Skeletor comes to the city, and is just
and that
driving
like
around,
floating chair.
driving around in that tank looking thing,
Yeah.
I just, and I'm like, when did they film this? And how ridiculous must this have felt? Um, yeah, because like when you're doing like Avengers, like you're in costume, but also like you know that everything is going to be redone. With
Hmm.
this, they're trying to like make everything be done already, like with actual effects, and it's just like like it looks so weird just to see this tank riding down the street that doesn't have that great of like cinematic camera work. That's just like Yeah, they filmed this like very early or very late and
Yeah.
had to call all these permits in to get this closed down. And then there's this guy on a tank or a car. It's moving real slow. Everybody's walking real fast. And then when they transport back in time, like they're just like pretend you're walking into a portal. It's just like walking down a street.
Do you imagine like them filming this down like some suburban street? Like how they're like, could you imagine the people like looking at like, what the hell is going on out there?
Right, no music whatsoever, and it's just like,
Are you
yeah,
upset that they didn't have Orko in this movie?
that was that little flying thing, right?
Yeah.
Was Gwildor supposed to be Orko?
He's kind of like the Orko stand-in because they created
Sure.
Orko for the movie.
Yeah, always be creative. Um, the more like fun and like best friend characters, um, I kind of reserve for She-Ra
Hmm.
because She-Ra has more of that feminine appeal, like let's do it as friends type. Whereas He-Man is very much, I will take all the glory and take care of this myself.
I don't
And
know how
if he
much that is true because he often has, at least in the
Man
cartoons,
at Arms and Tila, yes.
yeah, he has those two always hanging around him.
Hmm.
But I don't know. But
Yeah, this
yeah,
movie is so fun. Uh,
it is.
there's so much to it.
It's
Um,
not good. I want to be clear. It's not good,
yeah, it's
but
really rough. It's a
I
really
mean,
rough action movie.
it's a fun like hour and a half or however long the movie is to just sit there and just enjoy yourself.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
mean,
like when they light that key up, like that is a magical moment when they do it and they get the ringtone right.
hmm
Like that still hits pretty hard because that's just great sound work.
um, the this as mentioned earlier, this movie was produced by Canon Films, which are known to be they make films on the cheap, and they're rarely ever good. But
What are some other canon films?
like Death Wish,
Sure.
um, American Ninja, Bloodsport, Missing in Action, um,
MIA.
Invasion USA, pretty much anything with Chuck Norris. Um, a lot of like cheesy 80s action movies. You think of like your standard like cheesy 80s action movie, chances are Cannon had a role in it.
Sure.
Oh, they also did
RoboCop, right?
I don't think they did RoboCop. That
Okay.
was Orion.
Oh yeah,
Um
yeah. It does. Yeah, the logo comes the same. How
um
great is RoboCop though?
RoboCop is awesome.
Like I
It's a
got
good movie.
I had a shirt of RoboCop that I ended up giving away. And like it was like one of those cheap just like graphics, but like I want another RoboCop shirt.
Um
Also, I've been listening to a band that has been sampling the album yeah, the album is called All Cops Are Biomechs and by I believe it's Bonginator and it's pretty good.
I'll take your word for it. They also did Superman 4, which was the real bad one, where Superman tried to bring about world peace by getting rid of all the nuclear weapons. Um, they just this film is so standard of the fantasy films of the time where you'd have like a little bit of it on like the crazy alien world. And then the rest of it would be like, okay, we don't have the budget to do a whole movie like this. Throw it on Earth. They go to Earth. They go to Earth for most of it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and it makes so much more sense and like logically now. But even then, like it was fun because we only saw He-Man on in comics on Eternia.
hmm
And this one we're like, oh, we get to see like what He-Man would do on Earth, even though like it's a lot more fun when he's on Eternia.
Hmm.
It's still fun to think about.
Yeah, and maybe that's what they were trying to think, like, oh, people want to see He-Man on Earth. But I don't know if people actually wanted to see He-Man on Earth.
Right. They
I
wanted
know
to see a animated movie come to life.
I know one of the criticisms the new movie is getting is that like there people are afraid that it's going to be too much on Earth, which I don't think it's going to be that much on Earth, but I guess we'll find out in another week or two as
Yeah.
of this recording. So,
Yeah,
man.
I saw I've seen a few headlines about Skeletor taking the uh the lead on marketing for this movie, which I really don't want to see. I know Skeletor is a big anchor
Hmm.
for Masters of the Universe, but it cannot detract from the mightiness of He-Man and his
I,
ability to say, I have the power.
um, yeah, I also like how in the new movie they're basically hiding the fact that Jared Leto is in it.
I know, I'm like, "Well, you guys know who you cast on this, right?
It's kind of like yeah,
You
even
know,
like
I don't
you
care
can't
what they
tell.
think because I'm happy that we don't have to acknowledge that he's in this.
Right. Maybe this movie will avoid the Jared Leto curse. We'll find out.
You know, no, he's got an addiction to this. Like he's going to keep on infecting, and
Um, have you seen that meme where it's like the Grim Reaper, he's knocking on all these different doors and each of them are like bleeding out and
yeah,
then they could be like Morbius or the Sony Spider-Man, Tron,
yeah,
whatever else, Suicide Squad, and now he's like
yeah,
knocking on the door of He-Man.
yeah. And full disclaimer, I don't hate everything he does.
I mean,
Uh,
he's a decent actor. We can't ignore that, but he's a kind of a trash human being from what I've heard.
yes,
Allegedly.
yeah, and just he needs to give us a break. Um, like we don't want to see like there are people we don't mind seeing in movies every year. Nicolas Cage, like we know he's going to be doing this, but he's not taking these roles that actually I don't know. Nicolas Cage is a phenomenon.
Nick Cage does what Nick Cage wants, and the only one who could stop Nick Cage is Nick Cage.
Like I hope he doesn't run for president because we won't be able to stop him.
That would be an interesting presidency. Nah, I don't think he'd do that. Nah.
I don't want to think about that. But yeah,
Um,
I love this movie. It's super fun.
they're supposed to make a sequel to this movie.
Tell me about it.
All right, I'll do my best. They wanted to do Masters of the Universe 2, um, but they Dolph Lundgren was not going to come back because he really hated doing this movie.
Okay.
Apparently he's come around on it over time, but like so they decided to get a new actor, a surfer named I'm going to butcher his name, uh Laird Hamilton, some surfer guy, so
Okay.
perfect. Um and it's going to have a budget of 2 million, but then after this movie failed and Superman 4 failed in the
Mm,
same year, um the company did not want to pay the Mattel for the rights to use the characters.
sure.
And in addition, Mattel was not happy with the script that they were going to go with. So they canceled the whole project and Mattel got the film rights back. but because they made so many costumes and sets for the new film,
Sure.
um, Canon produced a completely independent film to utilize those sets. The movie Cyborg in 1989, starring
Y-
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah. I wa I watched that recently. Yeah.
I
That
feel we
might,
talked about this too recently, but
yeah. I don't know
again,
why,
another
but
canon program, not program,
yeah, I mean that's
movie.
that's what these are the movies that we grew up on. And we haven't found anything better to watch.
Well, after you hit 1987's Masters of the Universe, where do you go from there?
Yeah. You jump ahead 20 years and you go to the theaters in 3 weeks. See, what's He-Man up to? I hear he's going back to Eternia. And he's got Cringer with him.
Yeah, there's no
Let's
Cringer in this movie. I just
see what
realized
happens.
that. Hashtag release the Cringer cut.
Yeah, this Cringer is due. It is going to be prime for 2026. We love our side characters. We love our cute cuddlies that allow the little kids to like these serious movies.
Ah, well, I got really not much more to say. Oh, wait, I should mention, I mentioned Back to the Future earlier. Um, but also starring in this movie is James Tolkien, who played the detective Lubak
Tolkien.
Tolkien, um, who is also known for playing Principal Strickland in the Back to the Future movies.
Okay.
Who recently died.
Oh, yes, the detective.
Yeah, the detective.
Yes. He was such an iconic character.
Yeah. He died March 26, 2016. No, 2026.
Yeah.
So just a mere 2 months ago at the age of 94.
Maybe a downer.
But,
Can we?
I love how he just decides to bail on his life on Earth because he suddenly gets a castle
Yes.
and gets like uh, a young wife and all of that. Like, did he get Castle Grayskull? Is that what implied that he's living in Castle Grayskull now?
Uh, I would have imagined that he's just an ambassador. Like he's just like a royal in the family, but uh no, He-Man very much owns Castle Grayskull now, right?
I don't know. Well, I know the sorceress watches over Castle Grayskull,
Okay.
but
Yeah, I don't care enough.
yeah, I, it doesn't matter.
But
But
I'm
I just think it's wild. Like, did he have like a life? Did he have like any like? Did he have like growing gambling debts that he just bailed on? He's like, I don't gotta worry about that anymore.
yeah, no, from what I recall, it was just one of those instances where it was just like, yeah, life sucks here for me, so I'm just gonna and more power to him. Like escape it all, just like following He-Man. I'm thinking of He-Man from the comics. I don't think I would have liked this He-Man very much.
The
Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren He-Man.
Yeah.
Now, why would Skeletor want to stop yo?
Hmm. But can we take it into a happier note from James Tolkien to
Yes,
Christina Pickles,
love
the
the name.
sorceress?
Love
She,
that name.
I remember seeing that in the credits because I watched the credits of this because it's one of
As one should.
and I was like, Christina Pickles, what are we getting into?
Alrighty. Well, that's Masters of the Universe. Do you think this new movie will be as good as the old one?
That's a loaded question. That is, will it be as good? Yeah, in its
Wait,
own way.
in its own way. Do you mean like as good as in it's going to be bad, but bad in a good way, or that it will be good in a good way?
I mean, I've got high hopes for it. And unfortunately, Thor 3 has been on my mind a lot.
Hmm.
And that's kind of what I'm hoping for
I've
is
heard it has a similar vibe to that.
a Thor 3 because like that's what I want to see. I mean, I want to see She-Ra at the end. Um, I want to see Cringer just doing cringy things and Man-at-Arms being all tough and just some of the jumps I'm seeing. I like that the kid is the He-Man is already self-aware of this. You don't have to go through any backstory. Like, there's a reason he still has this big sword. He remembers. I'm optimistic for it.
Oh, I'm so am I. I'm looking forward to it. So we'll have to check that out. But alrighty. Well, I think that'll do it for us here. Um, Thank you, Gorehound, for hopping on to talk about Masters of the Universe. I completely blanked on what we
He-Man.
were just He-Man, He-Man. And next time, send help.
Uh, Next time, yeah, that's send help. We're struggling.
Send. All right, we'll figure that out. So thanks for everyone for listening, and until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day. Talk to you later. Bye.
I have the power.
Oh yeah, good journey.
Good journey.
Good journey. Don't say goodbye, say good journey. You've been listening to the all new Culture Cast. Drop us a line at nick.culturecast@gmail.com. We can't promise we'll read it. Theme music by Dana Vodovaz. Check out their work on YouTube at Vodovaz Music Productions. This has been a Saltwater production. Thanks for listening.
We got the summer weather coming up.
I know. It's been hot, hot, hot.
Podcasts in rooms heating up.
Yeah. I was tempted to try to do a podcast outside sometime just to
Oh yeah, get some nature
get
sounds,
some nature on going on there. Yeah, I
some
don't know.
crickets, some real life crickets.
Yeah, I don't know how well to pick up on this thing, but